experience do you have working in the district at the committee level or as a volunteer?
Well, actually, after my first run for, actually, let me backtrack. When I was in high school, the very first thing that came down was the talk that school board members at the time wanted to change the dress code policy. And being a high school junior at the time, who had very long hair, rock band t-shirts, whatever, I wanted to get involved in the process because there's no way I was going to cut my hair at the time. And so I, along with several other students, got involved on the ad hoc dress code committee that would submit the recommendation to the school board as to what the new dress code would be. And it was because a lot of students like myself had gotten involved that we were able to have something that was much more student-friendly than was expected, because a lot of people had been talking about uniforms at the time. And that was when I was getting involved in other things like going to board meetings, going to campaign, so to speak, on behalf of the referendum that was about to be passed to build a third comprehensive high school in our district. And then that's when I decided that I was going to run for the school board when I was a high school senior. Getting involved in the process, I felt like it would be interesting to have a youth perspective on the school board that I could still bring. Lost that year, but after that I was community advisor on the Audit Budget Finance Committee. And from there, even before being a school board member, I drafted my own proposals as to how certain things would be financed in the district, like our AP tests at the time required some student input so that they had some skin in the game. And then after that, I got elected to the school board, where I am the legislative chair for Kenosha Unified and chair for facilities. And yeah, that's the experience that I bring to the table. Where am I going?
That way.
That way.
My involvement. Well, I served on Stoker PTA, Nash Elementary PTA, Mahone PTA. My goodness, that was just the PTA level. And then I became very involved as a parent volunteer at the school district. I sat on the Transformation Design Strategic 5-Year Plan for Nash Elementary. I was on the planning committee for the 3-year strategic plan, which is our now transformational plan for the Kenosha Unified School District. I'm in my second term of personnel and policy. Oh my gosh, I have to think. I was on the student fees committee, the year-round school committee fees, the education decision support system, which is the computer technology that this district was using for reporting. I was on that committee. I've been around for a long time and very, very active, like I said earlier, since about 2001. So I could go on, but that's probably the gist of it. I think it's very important before you run for school board that you get involved in the district, whether it's at your child's school level or at the school board level, working with the school board on committees, because there's a lot of information that you have to know to be on the school board. You need to know the inner works and the outer works. You have to understand the finances. You have to understand the state level mandate. So it's important to get involved early, and that's why I started very early. Thank you.
What experience do you have working in the district or on a committee? Well, the short answer is none. But what I do feel the question is getting to is, how do you feel qualified that you should be be on the school board? And I want to reference a project I worked on. I was an accountant at Cessna Aircraft. It was a jet maintenance facility, and we got a new general manager. One of his first initiatives was to reduce cycle time. So essentially, as soon as the project or the aircraft left the hangar, how much faster can we get the customer a bill? Because the faster we can get them a bill, the faster we can get paid. And people in accounting know how important that is. So I was assigned a task and was able to, basically my job was to have little mini forums at lunch hour or before or after work, and get to know the knowledge of every department, how they run, and able to implement different technological changes. Some of the stuff was very inexpensive. It was just that you have someone in a position 10 or 15 years, they're used to doing the same thing day in and day out. So he came in with a little different perspective on how to accomplish something a little faster. was able to show the general manager different overlaps in process, things that we could cut out altogether. And at the end of the project, which was 90 days, we were able to, speed up that cycle time, which just piggyback onto other things. So ultimately, you have to get to know the workings in and out of each department, and then, draw your efficiencies out of that.
Thank you. And the last couple of questions have made me reflect on something that I had never thought of before, and that is, I'm the oldest person sitting up here. I didn't think of that before, but what that means is, I have a very long list of experiences. When I was, and I told you I was a teacher, I taught for 35 years at Trumper, and I was involved in more student activities. I was the yearbook advisor for 7 years. I coached debate, I coached forensics. I ran the Amnesty International Club, which got me very interesting letters from South America. I sponsored a prom, which has its own place in heaven, trust me, if you've ever tried to run a student prom. And those kind of activities, they also serve, though, with the district. I always thought the big picture is important. And I was on the curriculum committee as a teacher. I was involved in the grading policy committee. I've been involved in most of the committees in the district over the years because the big picture is important. I always saw that. And since I've been on the board, the committee structure, of course, and being involved at the state level, and being involved even at the national level with, and I'm a reader. Like I said, I keep up on what's going on because I think it's important to wait. Not that you follow every trend that goes on, but you need to know what's happening other places and how you can make it better. So, and there's a big long list on the website if you really want to know all the details.
I keep feeling like I'm going to hung up here. As far as involved in the district, I guess that would start with my son when he was, I want to say when we moved to Kenosha, about 12 years ago. He would have been, right around 2nd grade, something like that. So my involvement in the district basically started with interfacing with all of my son's teachers. And now, of course, the fact that we've adopted our granddaughter, now we start that process all over again. So now, same thing, dealing with all the teachers. Obviously, I ran for the school board last year, and I asked to be put on the committee. Win, lose, draw, whatever have you. I was selected to sit in the personnel policy committee since last year, which I do, which has been quite an eye-opener. Involvement in the Exchange Club, which is now, I'm on the youth committee, which I'm in the process of setting up a process so that we can set up a Youth of the Month and a Youth of the Year award. I will see that happens, mark my words. And basically just running for the school board. And I feel it's important, just like I said with scouting. I truly, wholeheartedly believe that we have to leave things in a much better place than what we found them. My parents taught me that when I was very young. I believe that now, and I believe that through our scouting. That's what I was adamant about teaching our kids. And the only way we can do that is if we get involved and try to make that difference and have that influence. And that's pretty much where it stands. Thank you.
Shannon, you get the last word.
Okay, well, I'm kind of with Stephen. I'm new to this. This is my first time running for a political office. My involvement with the school district has definitely been minimal compared to some of the other candidates here. But I don't think that being 100% involved is necessarily a required prerequisite to be on the board. I think the processes can be learned, especially with somebody that has a very deep, heartfelt desire to influence change for the better, to make our children's futures better. And that's something that I have. I'm not running just to run. I'm running because I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of my daughter's future. That's my #1 qualification. I have a child that goes to school in the public school system. I mean, I don't think you need any other experience to be involved with the school board. So, like Stephen, I'll give you some of the things that I think make me a good candidate. I'm a good listener, I'm fair, and I'm honest. I ask questions, I'm transparent, I don't lie. I don't like liars. I won't lie, even if you don't like what I'm going to tell you. I think that's one of the problems we have